Thank you very much. Well, my name is Sefo Eche Agbamabiese. Well, I'm here. You found me here all because of this very epic movie that has been entitled Cast Away. And it's a very strong story of the Everland. I should say similarly to Trokosi. And it's full of tradition, where every language, every tradition, every culture is really deep concerned. And so I think that the executive producer, the producer also, or the entire owners of this very epic movie sat down and looked for a character that is coming from this very Everon. And I think I am called to participate or to act in this movie just to display or bring to bear the culture of the Everland. So that is why I'm here. Well, my role here is the character of the chief priest. And you know, even in school, in nation, at a gathering, or where there's a union or society, there is a leader. And in the Trokosi shrine, or the castaway story, there is a leader that controls all the characters, like all the women, all the girls, both the teenagers and the matured ones that I have broken their virginity. I am their husband. There are many in the shrine, and I really adore them. I really appreciate them. I really have them as my own. And they are willingly brought into the shrine of mine by their own families and parents. They come as virgins. But as wicked as I am and as they come, I make sure I defile them. I always break their virginity. And I do that with all pride. As wicked as I am, I go to the extent of obeying the gods, the so-called gods, to even shave them. Not with even a sanitized blade, but I shave them anyhow I want it. I go to them, I sleep with them anytime I choose. And I impregnate them anytime I want. And it is a kind of practice that I would not recommend to any friend, brother, or any living being who has the sense to practice. It's a kind of character you need to be very strong here in the mind. You need to close your eyes on lots of things. You need not to consider even human relationship. Relationship is a kind of something that comes with love. If you love your brother, your sister, you don't treat him or her the way I'm doing in the shrine. So they come, though the girls don't like to have me as their husbands. They don't even want to appear in this very domain. But I happily welcome them and maltreat them. I say maltreating because you don't catch a girl as young as she is at the age of 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, above around 18, and then you therefore sneak into her heart and sleep with her. Bloodily, I leave them in a pool of blood, screaming, and the next day they live to their fate, their own fate. They get up, you know, in pain. After some few days, the pain is forgotten and they live with me. They begin to get used to the environment. The environment is also not very conducive because my floor is not cemented. There's no air conditioning, there's no fan in my house. You can only take a kind of water from the well that I have dug behind my shrine. I hardly even get pipe-borne water for them. They hardly bath. Some of the women that I call my wives even go for hunting. You can imagine that. I have so much farmlands, and therefore they go to plow for me. So my character as the chief priest, I even all the time console the so-called gods. So I have a lot of things that I perform on them. So many things. I pour the libation when any of them is sick. I consult my gods. When one is ill, I talk to my gods. They direct me, so-called direction of the gods, to even go and sleep with the girls. And they give birth to so many children. I sleep with any of them at any time. But I seem to enjoy them because that is my mindset, that I am caring for mankind or for girls. And so that is my character. So if you see some of the pictures, they are really, really horrible. I have my gods, 2 of them at the entrance of my shrine, and a very strong, tall, huge one with a big ear in the middle of the shrine. That every morning I always consult. Pour libation, give it some good schnapp to drink. And I'm being controlled by these gods. And I control the girls, the living ones in the shrine. So that's how wicked I am. My very strong, emotional, passionate character or sin was the one after defiling or raping my so-called wife. The next morning she was so sad and was eating yakaike, which we call yaksen, and calamine, the fried fish. She could not eat it. And as I was doing my usual rounds, I spotted her in front of one of my kitchens. And she could not eat, so I approached her. And that is the girl called Agbadofu. As I walked towards her, my heart bleed. My heart really bleed for her because she was seated in the corner and was thinking about herself, what might even happen again. Because that was the first time. And she could not eat. So I called her. Agbadofu. 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 Moyo hegboye ton. Matonamo. But I think that your coming here is not something you have been expecting, and therefore you're not happy. But I believe that in some few days to come, you'll be the happiest one. And she gave me a kind of look. That's wrong. A kind of eye she used to look at me is more than a two-edged sword. And now, as I was leaving her, I felt it. I felt it. I nearly wept for her. That has been, or that I should say, is my passionate, emotional sin. You know, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. The force, the edge for sex is very strong. You are men, and I'm talking to you. You are women, and you are watching me and listening to me. When you have the edge to have sex, when you are erected so much, when you are hard on, and you feel for sex, that kind of force behind, it's so strong that I had to get up from my sleep, my deep sleep at dawn, as early as 1 a.m., sneaked into one of the huts of Maku, who was as deep, sleeping, snoring. But I looked around, Though I was almost falling, but I had to go because that was the force behind. And when I entered into her domain, she questioned me, "What do you want?" And that was the first kind of confrontation I've ever had with the girls or my wives. She had that boldness and questioned me, "What do you want?" And frankly speaking, I told her that, were you not told that when you come here, you become the wife of the gods before you entered here? And she said, if that be the case, then she thinks that the gods should come and sleep with her because she thinks that the gods cannot have sex. But I had to command her, stop talking your nonsense and come here and open your legs. Let me do what I have to do. And she tried struggling with me. But as sensible as she was, she in fact cajoled me, calmed me down. She didn't want to struggle with me because she had a plan. And when we were about to go down on the bed for me to do my thing, she chose to kick my 2 balls. And I screamed. In fact, I screamed, "Ow! Ow! Magu! Agbavonam! Ow, Magu! Awumlo!" She has kicked my balls. It was very painful, very, very painful. And she was glad she did. I crawled. The Chief Ochiami Agbonwa, that has been my partner in crime. I was never giving any of the girls to him. But when my balls were kicked, I looked for him and I never found him. So you see how wicked I am. And right, very sharply, drastically, I forgot what sex is. And since then, I have been walking with my legs open because there are no doctors in this shrine. I have been consulting the gods to soothe the pain, but still I'm in pain, you know. So that was a very commanding one. But she outwitted me. And thank God it's getting over. As in coming to act.
Yes, and also during performance.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you very much. In fact, so far so good, I would say. Because looking at the characters that we have, all our actresses and then the actors acting, depicting the storyline, the screenplay, I would give kudos to the director. I would also pat the back of the producer, the production manager, also the welfare. Let me also thank the cameraman. In fact, all these crew members are so much involved in their work of life so much that me being a cameraman, me being an editor, me being at least part of this media domain, I have spotted a whole lot of things. And I should say with all boldness that there is no challenge at all. I have been on so many sets and you would find crew members fighting actors and actresses. But here I came and I saw a kind of united body. Their direction of delivery is one. They listen to one another. They are so humble. Director is so humble. The way he talks to we, the actors. The cameraman, the way they talk to us, I mean the DOPs. The welfare, even when we are hungry, we go to her for food. The way she talks, very, very beautiful. The costumier, anytime I walked to her and I said, "Costumier, please, I am sweating," or "Costumier, please, my cloth is falling." She comes to me, always running to me. The continuity, when you go to her and you say, "Oh, Count, please," she tells you, "Do that, do this." When your delivery of lines are a little bit not going well, she calls or draw your attention and then correct you. They all have that kind of humility. They are full of humility. They know how to talk to actors. They do not put you to anger. There are some sets when you go, you realize that the director is arrogant, very rude to you because he feels so pompous. There are some sets you go, continuity will shout on you, so you forget your line. There are some places you go, the costumier will costume you not very well. When you complain as a professional, and she will tell you, you will not teach you will not teach me what I have to do. Shut up and put on what I'm giving you. You go to what do you call them? Sound. When you go to sound men, they are so arrogant that you realize that you're not part of them. But on this set, there is unity. They are working with joy. They are hardworking. They get up at dawn around 4 a.m. and call actors and actresses to come on set. We have transport available, and they make sure that you eat in the morning very well, very serious tea. The kind of tea I take, that I take is full of bowl, with egg, with bread, toasted, and I feel good. So when I'm delivering, it is all go round. And then you also come to the producer, who would also explain or give you the details of your line. Make sure that you deliver. Good folks, those who are watching me, I want to tell you that on this set, which is Venus Film Production, has been very superb, very awesome. And I give kudos to Abdul Salam, the EP, that is the executive producer. I also want to take this opportunity to tell my fellow actors and actresses that anytime you are called to come on set of Venus Film, do not hesitate. Run to that very set, because there is joy, there is a family that you will meet who will embrace you. Even if you don't know how to act, they will teach you how to act. They will encourage you to deliver your lines. When you've done a role and it's not done well, they tell you, brother, take it again and do it this way. And if you are a character, you have a character and an actor, you need to be very humble. Don't come here with all pomposity, all pride, trying to dictate. Come down as an actor and listen to them, and I'm sure that the sky is not your limit. Thank you. Venus Film Production is a film production house that for so many years that I've started acting. Those days I was doing village communication, working for village communication, taxi driver. I was really observing them from far. And for so many years, I've acted for some few movie houses. But today, it's my first time acting for Venus Film. And I think Venus Film Production is 20 years now. And in fact, let me practically pinpoint a figure. That is the CEO of Venus Film, Abdul Salam, the EP, or the executive producer. I should say with all pride that those days we lost the line of movie when it was being put on VHS, on the days, that is in the days of Betacam, and then in the days of those kind of M3000, M9000 VHS. Those are the days that Abdul Salam started this very business. And he has been one of those gurus in the movie industries that have brought to bear the modernization of production. Come to talk about equipment. Those days, you have to hold a camera under your armpit, walk like a hunter. when you want to do a tracking shot. But this time they brought in track. Those days we used to tie the mic on the long stick, like some of the sticks behind me, just to represent a boom stick. But they brought real professional boom stick. And then from VHS we moved to DVD, VCD, then DVD. And today Betacam is gone. Now we can talk of Blackmagics and then the DDD cameras. I would like to thank Venus Film Production, the whole house, all those who made it possible and have brought Venus Film to this far high level. I want to thank the whole crew. I want to thank the whole board of Venus Film Production that they have done so much well for we Ghanaians, especially the youth. They picked people like Majid, Najia, people like Kofi Ajololo, people like Jakapia, people like Kasim, is it Kasim? Yeah, Kasim Scenario, right? Vivian Acho, and all that. And in fact, looking at the quality of productions that they bring out on our screen, comparing to the old days. Old days, you cannot watch movie. There's something we call bleeding. You watch some pictures, the pictures are bleeding. But this time, they are sharp, very clear, very solid. The pixels are talking for themselves. If you cannot even watch the storyline, if you cannot listen to the storyline very well, you can at least watch the pictures and you kiss the pictures. That has been the difference. That has been the trend. And so Venus Film has done so well to the economy of Ghana, because there are lots of people out there who have been to school but had no job. They were not employed. But Venus Film beckoned them, casted them, gave them characters, and that has made them what they are or who they are today on other sets. So I will not talk too much on this very area, but I want to say that Abdul Salam, I salute you. All the big men in Venus Film, I salute you. But I want to inform you that the sky is not your limit. You would make heroes out of nobody, and you will build giants out of nobody. And I know that the international market will embrace you and carry you on their shoulder high, where your enemies cannot even see you, but will salute you as they look up on you. Venus Film, kudos.